Spain dropped a bombshell in the property market, a proposed 100% tax on non-EU foreign buyers. But before you panic, let's break down what this means, who it affects, and most importantly, if it's likely to happen. We have analyzed the details with Maria and spoken with legal experts, and what we found might surprise you.
Hi, I'm Maria from Howtobuyinspain.com. Welcome everyone. Today we're breaking down everything you need to know about the new tax proposal. To make this complex topic clear and actionable, we've structured our presentation into 6 key sections. We'll start by setting the context, understanding where this proposal came from and why it matters now. Then we'll dive into the key points of the new tax plan, followed by our team's expert analysis of its implications. We'll give you a reality check, cutting through the noise to show you what this really means. After that, we'll share practical advice you can use right away, and wrap up with clear conclusions and next steps. Our goal is to leave you with a solid understanding of what's happening and how to prepare for these changes in Spain. Let's get started with the context. On January 16, 2025, Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez announced a controversial new housing plan. The headline grabber, a potential 100% tax on property purchases by non-EU foreign buyers. This comes as part of a larger package addressing Spain's housing crisis. First, what is the current situation? Spain's housing prices have risen strongly to €2,000. Local residents are struggling to find affordable homes. Tourism and foreign investment have been blamed for driving up prices. The government is under pressure to act. Here are the 3 things you need to know. 1. What's actually being proposed? 2. Who would be affected? 3. The numbers. Now, let's get right to the heart of what's being discussed. First up, what exactly is this new tax under consideration? Let me break this down simply. The proposal on the table is considering a tax of up to 100% on property purchases. Yes, you heard that right, potentially doubling the purchase price. But here's the crucial detail. This would only apply to non-EU foreign buyers. It's not a blanket tax on all property purchases. Another important point to understand is that this measure is specifically targeting investment properties, not primary residences. This distinction is key. The proposal is actually part of a broader housing reform package that the government is considering to address various housing market challenges. This tax proposal isn't happening in isolation. It's just one piece of a larger puzzle aimed at addressing housing affordability and availability in Spain. But it's certainly the most dramatic measure being considered. Who would be affected? Only foreigners from outside Europe, as British buyers, American investors, Chinese investors, Russian buyers, but not EU citizens or residents. What is the current activity on the Spanish real estate market? In fact, foreign buyers make up 19% of all property purchases in Spain. Non-EU buyers account for less than 3% of total transactions. Popular areas like the Balearics see up to 30% foreign activity. Let me share what our team of legal experts has uncovered through extensive research and consultation. Their insights give us a clearer picture of what we're really looking at here. We'll break this down into 3 critical parts. First, we'll examine the likelihood of this proposal actually being implemented. Second, we'll compare this approach with measures taken in other countries. And finally, we'll analyze the significant legal hurdles that could affect this proposal. First, about the likelihood of this proposal becoming law. It's important to understand that this isn't a simple executive decision. It needs parliamentary approval to move forward. We're already seeing significant pushback, with several autonomous regions expressing strong opposition. Plus, there are potential conflicts with international trade laws that could trigger legal challenges. When we look at similar measures worldwide, they're generally much less severe than what's being proposed here. Speaking of international comparisons, let's look at a few examples. Canada has implemented a foreign buyer tax, but it's capped at 20 to 25%. Denmark does have some restrictions on foreign property purchases, but nothing close to a 100% tax. And while New Zealand has taken a strong stance with an outright ban on certain foreign purchases, their approach is quite different from what's being proposed here. Now, Let's discuss the legal hurdles, and there are several significant ones. The proposal raises serious concerns about discrimination, which could be challenged under EU law. The implementation itself poses numerous practical challenges. Perhaps most importantly, there are potential complications with existing EU trade agreements that can't be ignored. To conclude, our legal experts emphasize that these aren't just minor obstacles, they represent significant challenges that could substantially impact or even prevent the implementation of these measures as currently proposed. Let's be realistic about what we're likely to see in practice. Based on our analysis and experience with similar legislative processes, the current proposal is likely to undergo significant modifications before any final implementation. Instead of the sweeping measures initially proposed, we're more likely to see a scaled-back version. Think smaller percentage increases rather than the dramatic rates initially suggested, along with more precisely targeted restrictions. The focus would probably shift specifically to investment properties, leaving primary residences less affected. And here's some reassuring news. Existing property contracts would almost certainly be protected under any new legislation, and we'd expect to see a reasonable transition period to allow the market to adjust. This kind of gradual, more measured approach is typical of how similar policies have been implemented in other markets. So what should you do if you're planning to buy property in Spain? 1. Don't panic. This is still just a proposal. 2. If you're serious about buying, consider accelerating your timeline or get legal advice or look into residency options. 3. Keep an eye on updates, but don't put your plans on hold. Remember, this isn't the first time we've seen dramatic housing policy proposals, and it won't be the last. The key is to stay informed but not reactive. We'll keep you updated as this develops. If you found this analysis helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on Spanish property news. Drop your questions in the comments below.
Why consider investing in Spanish property? The answer combines both financial wisdom and lifestyle benefits. From a financial perspective, Spanish real estate offers remarkable value, with average property prices currently under €2,000 per square meter. This makes it one of Europe's most accessible property markets. But the benefits extend far beyond the financials. With Howtobuyinspain.com, we simplify and make safer the property acquisition in Spain. You will benefit from our local expertise, which means 1. An in-depth market knowledge, 2. Top legal and financial assistance, 3. We prioritize your interests, not the sellers. At How to Buy in Spain, we unlock all the doors to your Spanish property.